Welcome to Jasiqueen's Diary episode 8. I know it's been a long time with no updates. We've been working a lot, getting money, planning our wedding, spending money on our wedding, getting married, and on top of that, deep inside, I had a little quarter life crisis going on. Although the wedding was a hell lot of stress, it turned out pretty well. Would you say?
Yes, it was amazing. It was one of the best weddings ever.
Ever. Soon we'll upload the finished video as soon as it's done. Yeah, but going back to the quarter life crisis, because that's the big update here. Now as a married woman, I finally decided which path I'm going to go for the next years. Yeah, the last few years I was a bit lost. People that know me probably know that. On like about where I want to go, what I want to do. Yeah, but I think for the next few years at least, I solved that. To get to that topic, we have to go back in time though. So basically after graduating from high school, I thought to myself, I don't want to study, but I don't see myself in an apprenticeship either. I want to start my own business and be financially successful. That was my mindset. However, I didn't know what I wanted to start my own business with. So I decided to study for a while. That way I could find out how to achieve my goal. And during my studies, I would be able to get some key experiences that would help me get closer to my goal, which I did. Like I started an e-commerce store with a friend as a little side project. I was a BDR in an international cybersecurity company. I learned what it is actually to do cold calling, to do cold outreach, and learn more about B2B sales. I was a working student at a prop tech startup for sales and marketing. So yeah, I started a lot of side projects to figure out what I want to do. So yeah, I made my experience. So yeah, and then in the beginning of 2023, so last year, I finally dared to take the step of being my own boss with a social media agency to see whether being my own boss is actually what I want to do or it's just a belief. And after my first 2 clients, I went all in and just focused on that. Whether that was smart, that's another question, but it's a big learning experience. So my daily life was trying to acquire customers, implementing the service and repeat. However, over time, I realized that's not really the right thing for me either because of several factors. The biggest one was that I realized that I actually don't like doing the service. That was the key point that I decided to pivot. So after my experience with the social media agency, I decided for myself, I don't necessarily have to be self-employed and have my own thing. This realization came especially in Mexico when I had the time to think about it and think more about my future and where I want to head. What I realized is what I actually need to be satisfied is working independently. I want to have like local freedom. I want to have fun at work. I want to have some free time. I want to have a work-life balance because I'm the worst person with that. And I want to have unlimited salary opportunities. That made me think, okay, what is it that I want to do professionally that I can achieve exactly this? My experiences make me aware that I'm somehow good and not too bad with sales. I like the little competition with myself. I like hunting the prospects down because it's basically like flirting. I like building interpersonal relationships and it doesn't feel like work. Also, according to my potential analysis, I am in my element when I am a quote-unquote consultant. Now the only open question was, do I really want to be an employee? After all the times that I was convinced that I had to have my own thing, I have to have my own business, I have to make a thing by myself. The answer is yes. I think it was a big belief that I had, that was the only way to be successful. With my experience now, living it, I realized that it doesn't have to be like that and that it actually does not suit me. And it doesn't have to. I'm very grateful for that experience because if it didn't have that experience, I would still be in the mindset that I would have to have my own thing in order to be satisfied. So it's all in the mind, my friends. Now I'm in the transition from being the owner of a social media agency to a business development or sales development representative in a tech company to establish and start my career in tech sales. And the good thing is now I actually have time for my personal interests. It's not that I didn't have the time, but the thing is, even when you're doing stuff like going out with friends or going on a date with my now wife, I was always under stress. I was always thinking about, okay, what is the next move? Who's the next client that I want to get? So I'm always thinking about it. Now I can work independently and I still have unlimited salary opportunities. And I actually do what I like to do.